Hey y'all, welcome to Cooking with Miss Holt. We are going to make a German chocolate cake today, which is probably my favorite flavor of cake. And we are using the recipe from the Baker's German Chocolate website. I've made it before, and I will tell you they have two versions of German chocolate cake. There's an easy version and then there's a regular version. And I'm doing the easy one, which is in a 9x13 pan. If you want the 3-layer version, there's a different recipe for that, and I've made both, and they're both really good. I'm taking this to a party, so I just bought a 9x13 disposable pan because I want to be able to leave the leftovers. I don't want anybody to have to bring my pan back and all that. So I just buttered and floured that, and that's what I'm using, okay? And I will tag their website in the comments so that you can see exactly how it goes. So let me turn my phone down and I'll show you what we've got right here. Okay, right here I've got a box of the German chocolate that I just showed you, 2 sticks of butter, and a 1/2 cup of water, which I melted in the microwave, and it took about a minute and a half. But do it at 30-second intervals so that it won't burn. And then I added a teaspoon of vanilla in there too. Now let me get that a little bit better so you can see. Okay, now so to this is our butter, chocolate, water, and vanilla. So to that, I'm going to add a cup of buttermilk, and this is low fat, which is fine. That's about all you can find in most stores anymore. I have found full fat, but it's kind of hard to find. But anyway, so that's a cup of buttermilk. This is 4 eggs. And this is 2 cups of sugar. Okay, let me get all that beat up and then I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, this is what it looks like when you get it beaten up. It's watery. It's kind of a watery dough. And here I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour and 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of soda. And again, I'm going to tag their website so you can get the recipe directly from them. So I'm going to put this in here. And then the frosting for this is one that you cook on the stove. And again, it's probably my favorite frosting of all time. I could put that on anything. It's good on anything, any kind of cake to me. It's that coconut, pecan, really buttery kind of frosting. Okay, all right, let me get this beat up, and then I'm gonna have to beat it with a mixer. And I'm gonna pour it in my pan. I'm gonna bake it about 35 to 40 minutes. Okay, y'all, here's what our cake looks like in our pan. And I put it on a cookie sheet because these pans are so flimsy and sometimes they warp when they get hot. So, and then when you try to get it out, it's hot because it gets really flimsy the hotter it gets. So just be safe and put it on a cookie sheet. It's easier to get in and out of the oven. Okay, y'all, our cake is out of the oven. And I'm going to tell you a couple of things. Sometimes when you bake in disposable pans, and this is why I very rarely ever do, just unless I have to take it somewhere, they don't bake even. So you can see it's kind of, more full on one end. And I felt like I had it spread out, fairly even. Sometimes the pans will warp or they'll twist and turn, with the heat. But once I get the frosting on there, nobody's going to know the difference. I mean, it's just me, but that's why I really don't bake in disposable pans very often. Also, I will tell you, this really is too much batter for a disposable 9x13. Now, they make something called a lasagna pan, a disposable lasagna pan that's a little bit bigger. I think if I were going to do this in a disposable pan again, I would put it in a lasagna pan. And I even kept out enough dough for about 4 cupcakes, and it's still like super full. So I would say make it in a regular, just a metal or a glass 9x13 pan if you can, because it's just a little full for this pan. But I'm going to make it work and it'll be okay. But just notes going forward. And I will make the frosting soon, and I'll show you what it looks like frosted. Okay, y'all, we're about to make our frosting for our German chocolate cake. And what I have in here is I have one can, a 12-ounce can, you can see right there, of evaporated milk, and I'm using store brand. And it said to whisk 2 eggs in there. And then I'm about to put 1.5 cups of this Domino's sugar in there. And then I'm gonna put 1.5 sticks of butter. So let me get that in there, and then we're gonna cook it. It says we're gonna cook it like over medium heat for 8 to 10 minutes. So let me get that going, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, y'all, I finished boiling the milk, sugar, and eggs. You just boil it on a medium low for about 8 to 10 minutes, and it'll get thick. And then I added 7 ounces of coconut and 1.5 cups of pecans. Now, this is still really hot right now, and it will thicken up as it cools. So you can kind of judge if you want a little bit more coconut or a little bit more pecans, but just know it will thicken up when it sets. So let me get this on the cake, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, y'all, here's our cake when it's frosted, and I will tell you, I think you could probably half the amount of the filling, and it would still be okay, because I have probably about half the frosting left over. So unless you just like a lot of frosting, or you want some extra frosting to serve on the side, which a lot of people do, you can do that. But I think you could probably half the frosting or filling, and it would be okay. But anyway, this is my German chocolate cake. I'm taking it to a party tomorrow, and I hope that everyone's going to enjoy it. But anyway, I'll put the recipe in the comments, and I will see you soon.